Have you ever heard of a country that went to war against birds and lost? It sounds like satire, but this actually happened in Australia. The year was 1932. Australia was struggling through the Great Depression, and farmers in Western Australia were already facing difficult times. Then, after the breeding season, around 20,000 emus migrated from the inland regions toward farming areas in search of food and water. The giant flightless birds swept across wheat fields, trampling crops, destroying fences, and leaving devastated farms behind. For many farmers, it was an economic disaster. Desperate for help, the farmers appealed to the Australian government. The government responded by sending soldiers from the Royal Australian Artillery, armed with Lewis machine guns. The mission seemed straightforward: reduce the emu population and protect the farms. But no one expected what happened next. The emus proved to be surprisingly difficult opponents. Instead of moving as one large flock, they broke into small, fast-moving groups. They sprinted across rough terrain at speeds of nearly 50 kilometers per hour, constantly changing direction. Every time the soldiers prepared to fire, the birds scattered before accurate shots could be made. Machine guns jammed. The terrain made aiming difficult. The emus were simply too quick and too unpredictable. Thousands of rounds of ammunition were fired, yet relatively few birds were killed. The operation quickly became an embarrassment. After several attempts, the military campaign was abandoned. Although farmers later received other forms of assistance to manage the emu population, newspapers had already turned the story into a legend. Many joked that Australia had officially lost a war against birds. Of course, it wasn't a real war between nations. It was a wildlife control operation that simply failed to achieve its goal. But the nickname the Great Emu War has survived for nearly a century because of how unusual and ironic the story is. Today, it remains one of history's strangest true events. A reminder that nature doesn't always follow human plans, and that even modern weapons aren't guaranteed to solve every problem.